host Nelson with the Kansas City Business Association, and today we have one of our business members on that's been with the Kansas City Business Association for about 4 years, 5 years. One of our first businesses that joined the association, Miss Estelle Brooks, with Fit for You, and she has a very interesting story to tell you about her business and how she started it and some of the trials and tribulations that are associated with being an entrepreneur. Without further ado, the floor is yours, Estelle. Tell our audience a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go into your business.
Okay, thank you. First, let me thank you, Carlos, because I've been wanting you to interview me for quite a while. It's been a minute. So thank you for asking me to do this. Again, my name is Estelle Brooks. The name of my business is Fit for You is for You. I'm a personal trainer. I have an in-home studio and I do virtual. I my thing is that keeping people moving. It doesn't matter what age, but moving your body and how important it is for us to move our bodies. I've been in business now since 2015. I could not even fathom that I would be doing this at this time in my life and my age. But here I am.
Tell our audience a little bit about what you did before you decided to do what you were doing for health and wellness, and then you decided that you were going to take it to the next level. Tell our audience about that. How long you had been in the physical, I like to say, health and wellness area.
My background is in social work. I have my MSW in social work. So 30 plus years, I was a social worker, a therapist, a mentor, a parent aide. So I worked in the community with people from all walks of life, different backgrounds, diversity. That was a job that was not just overwhelming, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with clients and seeing awesome, amazing results. When I hit 50, let me back up. When my 20s, 30s, and 40s, I did work out, but you know how you hit and miss. I wasn't like, this is what I need to do for my body. But I did do something. When I hit 50, a light bulb came on. Like, you are half a century. You need to do something for yourself. Excuse me. So I start working out. I was getting ready for my 50th birthday party and I wanted to be fly
Where
and
was
be
you
right.
working out at?
I started out working out it was the Raytown YMCA.
There we go. Yeah.
And I was not an early.
Run that wide connection down, period.
Yes. Raytown YMCA. I took a 6 a.m. class 3 days a week, and I do not believe I got up that early to do it, but I did because I was still working. You know, when I look at the field I was in, which is social work, and what I'm doing now as a personal trainer, I just carried it over. It's still social work because it's a different type, but it's still social work. I'm still able to deal with clients that want to live. Let me say that again. They want to live. They want to do something different about with themselves, their bodies. Our bodies are so amazing that sometimes I wonder, how do we realize how amazing our bodies are? So now what I'm doing with Fit for You is for You all my clients presently are women. They're not all over 50. I have several 30s, 40-year-old. But the one thing we have in common is, how can we take care of ourselves to the best of our ability?
All right, I want to talk about your journey now. So, because I know you from the YMCA, and I know you from the Parks and Rec facilities, Craig Kleist Center and what have you, and you doing classes for it seemed like about 60 people would be up in the gym, and you doing classes, and then uh, next thing I know that got you got Fit for You, and you
Right.
decided to do that. How difficult was it for you, even though you've been in the physical fitness arena, but not being an entrepreneur, not putting a company together? I don't know whether your company's nonprofit, LLC, or what have you,
LLC.
but that's a whole different ball game. Now,
Right.
talk about that and talk about uh, the access to capital. I don't because you were a social worker, you had a steady income, and how did you save to start your business? Talk about the journey from the beginning.
Let me just be honest. I just said, I'm just going to do it. I did not really put anything down on paper like they said, have your plan, a business plan and all that. I did everything backwards because I was doing something that I love. And I remember my daughter asked me one day, she says, are you doing this is this a hobby or a business? I'll never forget that. And I looked at her like, what do you mean? She said, are you doing this for a hobby or a business? Because the way you're going at it, it's a hobby. And if it's going to be a business, mama, you need to regroup and look at it as a business. And once she told me that, I started thinking, what would Fit for You business look like? No, I did not borrow any money. I don't have any capital. It was just, I had I retired. I say I retired. I get my Social Security check, and then I do other things. But what I found out is that my business, because it's in home, I save a lot more money because it's in my home.
Talk about the investment that you had to make. That's what I'm saying. Hold it. Entrepreneurs have to figure a way out how to skin that cat. There's 100 ways to skin the cat, and you
Right.
just got to find out which way is going to fit your circumstances.
One thing you find out in being an entrepreneur, and especially as being a trainer, anybody that's a personal trainer in health and fitness, you don't know how your money gonna flow because you're dealing with people. They gung ho, oh Miss Estelle, I'm coming, and they crickets. So, and that's just the way it's like that now. It's the first of the year. You're gonna have a slew of people. Then it tapers off. But for me,
What was
I
your initial investment, you would say? Because that's when you and myself really started hooking up. Uh, you had everything looking real professional at your place, and I just seen you make investment after investment after investment, and I want you to talk about that.
most of the investments will be in the equipment that I have in
That's
my
what I'm saying.
studio. And what I did was I had a good friend that reupholstered equipment at gyms, and I was able to get a lot of equipment at the low
Cut
low.
rate, cut rate.
Yes, I did.
So,
So that all that has helped me because I'm knowing the right people too, people that invest and want to help you. So I didn't go in debt. I just took my time doing what I needed to do.
where you're at right now, uh, how long did it take you to get to this point from the time you started? Because I think
Oh,
you rolling like 70 going west, baby.
I'm rolling. I am, and I'm so grateful. But it was like living when people say living payday to payday. Yes, I was living payday to payday.
And uh, someone who said that to me, what your daughter said, Chester Thompson, he was over Black Economic Union, and
Hmm.
we're on the Kansas City Business Association show. I have to give him his props. Chester gave me a free office to open up the Kansas City Business Association in the Lincoln building. You didn't have no black chamber at that time or any of these organizations, and that was super helpful. Uh, he always used to say, Carlos, do you got a business or is this a hobby? Because I don't see you making any money.
Any money.
And I'm like, I don't know, Chester. I think there's some money at the end of the rainbow, but where I'm at in this digital media, our community doesn't use it properly to advance some of the causes that we need to be dealing with, like block voting and group economics, and letting our community know what's going on in a timely manner so that we can use that information. I'm always saying information is power if you use it. You know, you can have all the information in the world, but if you don't use it, it's nothing. It's just like this company. We can give you access to the airways, but if you don't use it, it's nothing. And
Right.
you used it very well. Talk about how long it took you to get educated to some of the simple facts of being an entrepreneur.
How long?
Yeah,
I would say
talk about the things you didn't know that you learned that helped
yes.
move forward.
When I first started, I had everything in my personal account. And I was like, it's all in my, it's coming and going, it's all in one pot. Why do I have to have a business and a personal? And I remember, her name is Rhonda. She's an accountant. I cannot think of her last name. Very well known. And I was able to meet her and on a Zoom with her one time. And that's the first thing she said. If you have your own business and you don't have a business and your business and personal is going in one pot, you already have failed. And I remember like, oh shoot. So immediately I got my business account set up, separated from my personal, and just that was the first thing, because everything else I could say about my business was a lot of trial and error. And I think when you're in business, that's what it is. You think because somebody else does something a certain way that it's going to work for your business. It could be a personal trainer. It could be, you personal, when you're on Facebook, Instagram, all that, you be like, oh, I might could do that, but it doesn't fit what you're doing. So everything is trial and error. But once you got your niche and find out what fits for you, then everything starts to flow.
Fits for you is for you, baby.
Yes, it is.
That's
Yeah.
it. What you're saying is exactly my observation about you. I watched you come from the gym to video, and I watched if one would look at your early videos and look at now 100%. But most of us don't believe it pays to advertise. Mm-hmm. And most of us won't spend the type of money we need to spend and want these results. And that's just not going to happen.
I can say even with Cascade Media, I could call you because I am a part of Cascade Media, and I get and I said, Carlos, let me run something by you. And one thing about you and people who know you, he's not going to sugarcoat it, and he might say, well, what the so-and-so, I ain't cussing at you, but I just want to know, da-da-da-da-da. But you would give me such valuable information that would take my business to another level. And I think that when you're in business, you have to listen. You should listen to people who's knowledgeable, who can bring you to another level. I remember 4 or 5 years ago, Estelle, you need to do more Zoom. You need to do more virtual. And I was like, it was one ear out. Estelle, you need to promote more. You need to be out there. Okay. But finally, when that light clicked on, like, he wasn't just telling you that just to be talking. He was telling you something to enhance and to improve your business.
A lot of
So,
times, the people I give them ideas, they think I'm trying to game them to come on my network. I'm like, I don't care whether you come on the network or not. We have 10,000 interviews. Then
yeah,
that's when I turn people off. But I don't care because you go into the supermarket, they have a shelf full of everything. Those people want you to buy their product, but they don't care if you don't buy their product because they got a
right.
good product. And
Yes,
that, that's where I'm at. And I only deal with the people that can appreciate what we're doing. And my philosophy when I'm mentoring people, I'm like, who you know is your currency in life. And
yes.
what you want to try to do is be with some solid people that are
There it is.
not going to be having you chase your tail, and that they can add to what you're doing and you can add to what they're doing. And that's how you move forward, because the road to success is always under construction. That's Mr. James Watts talking now. I'm
Okay.
stealing that from him because he's a hell of an entrepreneur, been in
Yes.
uh, half dozen businesses, and one of the co-founders of What's Up Kansas City. And
Yes.
I'm talking about 40 years of doing business in different businesses has a lot to be said when someone is trying to give a novice some information. You might can't see what they're telling you because you
Right.
haven't reached that point yet.
Right.
And what most of us don't understand, that we're all programmed. You're only a product of your environment, and the things that you're ingesting in your environment, in TV and radio and newspapers, is really not meant for you. It's meant to control you. And when you start looking at things and dissecting them as an entrepreneur,
Right.
you start seeing things from a different vantage point. I try to tell most of our people, black people don't have access to capital. And
That's true.
yeah, no matter what you're doing, if you're building skyscrapers or tiddlywinks, it's
Right.
hard for you to go to the bank and get
And get it.
access. And
Hmm.
that's where it's super important for a company like mine to bring our community on board, because when they come to the network, they might learn some things that'll make them change their buying habits, what they're doing with their kids, their health and wellness. You're on the channel. They see that, oh, I see all these people, they 50 and over and they getting down
Yeah.
every single day.
Yeah. Yes.
And one thing I will say for you, when I had different people that wanted to participate and you was charging everybody, you sent me the free link so that I can get them involved with your
Right.
daily workout. And
Mhm.
I'm ashamed of myself because I should have I should be trying to do some things with y'all. And I promise you, in the future, I think I'm gonna start doing some things. I seen old man Brooks doing some things a couple of
He's
times.
not, and he's 93. You know, he comes on faithfully. And I think that that's part of when it comes to taking care of ourselves. Age has nothing to do with it. Age, what has to do with what are you mentally, are you ready? Because we say, oh, I'm a retire next year. Me and you was talking about this before we start. Oh, when I'm retired, I'm gonna do such and such, and then you dead.
Right, right. Tell,
You didn't even make it. You dead.
uh,
So what you have to do is live for right now, today. Today, I'm gonna do it. I'm not waiting till tomorrow and get up. It's nice outside, I'm great walk. Do something today. Don't
Tell
wait
the
for
audience what you be doing at 5 in the damn morning. See, I
it.
get up, t- pick my phone up, see what's up. What's up? You out somewhere 5 in the morning with a couple of biddies. Run it down.
Yes. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll be at Arrowhead Stadium. It's about 3 or 4 of us that have been running, been out there. We walk and run. We really depends on wherever that person's at. But 5 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, Arrowhead Stadium, we get out there, we get it over with. Because some people are still working. So by 6 o'clock, we through and gone home.
So talk about also a little bit about working out physically. How does that affect your mental health? Can you talk about mental health a little bit?
Yes, when it comes to mental health, see where you have to, your mind controls everything. That thought, it's the first thing that comes to your mind is get the thought, am I gonna do this or not? Mentally, when you are have a lot of stress or a lot of stuff going on, you're not even breathing properly because you're so stressed. So you holding your breath. I'm not breathing. And so lack of oxygen is really getting to your brain. So what we need to do when it comes to mental health is sometimes you have to put stuff on pause. Just like if anything, you pause it and look at what's going on in my life that's stressing me out. Anything that stress you out, one way or the other, you can get rid of it. There's a cause for everything. So what's the cause? What's causing you this problem that you're so stressed? And when you figure that out, that's when you know I need to move my body. I need to focus on whatever is bothering me, but I gotta release it. We have to release a lot of stress in this society and all that's going on. You have to release stress,
All right,
and
so
that comes.
I want to
Go
cut
ahead.
you off for a minute. I want you
Mhm.
to talk a little bit about when you realized the importance of branding.
Well, you told me a long time ago, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, about 5 years ago, you talked about branding. And you know what? I just wasn't there. And that's another thing. People are gonna bring you some stuff when you have your own business, and you're gonna put it over here, put it over there, like, okay. But then it'll surface. When it's time to surface, it will come back around. Now I know the importance of branding my business. I know now.
Because I'm like, I love you. You're one of my few proteges that follow some damn instructions uh, and spend some money. Because
Yes,
you are in Fit for You like I'm in Cascade. And
yes.
that's exactly how you have to be. If you're thinking Facebook or some of them other things are going to get you where you're tripping. You got to do a lot of things personally, and you've got to try to work with your clients where you're working with them so good that they're giving recommendations to other people
Exactly.
that
Yes. And you know what? When you have your own business, you have to invest in it. I have a virtual assistant because I knew that was not my expertise. I knew I wasn't gonna be, I can't just post or do whatever. I knew I had to invest in someone who invested in my business like I did, like I do. So sometimes you have to spend money to make money. I know we
do you
hear
think
that,
you
but that's
invested
true.
in apparel over the last 3 years or 4 years?
Say that again.
Apparel that you sold, apparel that you wear.
How
How much do
much?
you think you invested over the last
Oh,
3 years? Just yeah, right. I know. Yeah.
I can't even give you a figure. Everything, and this is another thing for me. If you see me in something, it's gonna have Fit for You on it. Other than if it's, I have to really, really dress up. I'm selling me myself. You gonna some on me is gonna have Fit for You for me, and I think that's part of it. You have to let people know I'm here and I'm available. And I also, for me, I want to look the part.
That's
I do.
that.
I don't
Well,
want I
hold it.
don't
Both
want
of
you,
us. I want to look the part. I might not be the part, but I'm
but I'm
looking
gonna
like
look the
I'm
part.
the part, and then slowly but surely I'll learn how to play the part.
There it is. There it is. Yes. Yeah, it's just so important that when you have your business, make sure you pushing it out there. Make sure you letting people know I am the one.
Yeah. Hey, the closed lips, the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Right. Yes. And what they said won't get fed, whatever, closed mouth don't
Right.
get fed.
Right.
There it is.
So give in closing. give our community how to get in touch with you and give some closing words for seniors.
Okay. How to get in touch with me? You can go to, oh, before we into, you can go to Facebook at Fit for You is for You. But I do have a book out now, and I'm just so, and I don't even know, overjoyed because it's been coming for a long time. But it's entitled How to Be a Certified Senior Health and Fitness Trainer. And this book is just telling you
Where can they
how
purchase that?
they can go to my website, which is www, which is fitforyou.com, and you can purchase it online. I am so
You have
happy
a
about this
copy
book.
in front of you by any chance?
No, I don't have a hard copy yet. It's just
It just
getting
came out.
started.
We'll
Just
put
came
that
out.
on the screen. Also, fam, we're gonna put a little short video up of Estelle's place, her gym, and a few things so that you can see what she has. And I'm recommending, especially you old people like myself. People don't like to be called old, but you old. I'm 74, and keeping it moving, as she says, fit for you is for you.
For you,
If
yes.
you take the time, and you don't have to do nothing but turn your phone on, hit the app, and she does a lot of things in the chair. You be in the
A lot.
talk about the chair exercises before we
Yes,
get out.
every Tuesday I do a 30-minute chair workout. It's virtual. It used to be free, but now it's $20 a month. That's it. And
That's nothing.
what I do is get you to start moving your body. So like if you're ready to start working out, but you need a jump start, this is your jump start. I do all kind of movements with weights, without, whatever you have at home, you can use them or nothing at all. The whole purpose of the 30-minute workout is to move. It's to learn how to breathe. It's to learn how to form, sit up straight.
Get your
You know,
circulation going, baby.
get your circulation going. And the 30 minutes, when I say it go by fast, it goes by. Now, I'm just saying this, and this is just if my father gets on at 93, will be 94 in May. And when I see him with his little weights, move, y'all, my heart be like, look at my daddy. I mean, it just overwhelms me because he knows how important it is to move his body in some kind of way.
And Mr. Brooks, speaking of your daddy, Mr. Brooks has been an example for, I want to say young men like myself, but I'm old, but I'm a young man at him, 93. And I've known him ever since I've come to Kansas City. He's been a tireless public servant to our community. Sometimes I don't agree with a lot of things, but I don't agree with a lot of things. But I would like to take my hat off and acknowledge Mr. Alvin Brooks because I guess there's only one Alvin Brooks. I was going to say there's nobody like him, and there isn't. And he has really showed his colors over the last 50 years that I've been around here or so. And tireless and has produced your sisters and
Yes.
the family, the legacy, and that's a lot of things that I'm involved in, and us telling our stories, the legacy that, as I said, the road to success is always under construction.
Yes.
Uh, you have followed in your dad's footsteps as a public servant because dealing with old people like myself and in these venues that you're dealing with them in is
Yeah.
super important
It
and
is.
having the right attitude. I've never seen you say nothing bad about nobody or anything, and that's hard today. No bite, no backbiting or
No.
anything, and I think all of that comes from your home training. I didn't have a whole lot of interaction with your mom, but I would think that she had a lot to do
A whole lot.
holding old man Brooks down, baby.
You know it. Say that again.
and,
Say
and
that again.
and your sisters, because ever since I've known y'all, you all his daughters, y'all take care of that Negro.
Yes, we do.
And,
And
and,
he got five women to deal with, okay? Five daughters. So that's a lot.
and
That's a
how
lot.
many grandkids?
Does he have?
Yeah.
I you know what? This
And
is
great grands, because I was like, I be looking at my little pack of people, but
right.
then I know you got the daughters and everybody got kids and this and that. And I would think that the younger ones uh, are really proud of the legacy.
Yes. If you ask him, he can tell you how many grandkids, how many great, because he keeps up with that. He can tell you like boom, boom, and I'll be
I
like,
can't even
ooh,
tell you.
I'll
Hey,
be
I
like,
hate
that's a
to
lot.
say, I can't tell you two or three of my great grands' names really. Less more. And they on the East Coast though. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, your family has been supportive of Carlos Nelson. I don't know about Cascade. Uh, your sister, when I was homeless, used to come pick me up, take me to the barbershop, cut my hair, and take me back where I was at. And then when she cooked something good, bring me. Uh, and that's where. Do you have a business or do you have a hobby?
Yes,
Comes
that's it.
to a certain degree, and
Yeah,
you can have a business and a hobby, or per se do things in your community that you're not getting paid for, because
exactly.
that is what, when they talk about a village and raising a child, and everything is not about money. You got to have money to live, but
Yeah,
I think being black, being in business, we have to look at things from a different perspective on the business side and on the community side.
exactly. Exactly.
So
And
close
I just
us
want
out
to,
with what you got to
okay,
say.
I just want to say that as far as fit for you is for you, it will not be what it was when I look back at the legacy, not just my father, but my mom, how what they have instilled in us. That one thing is that set your mind, whatever you set your mind to, you can do it. You're gonna fall, but you can get back up. And when it comes to fit for you at this point now, I just see so much growth. I don't see, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna stumble, but it's gonna be a little trip and I'm gonna keep rolling. And one thing about Fit for You is it is for everyone. It is Fit for You is for you. And if you interview any of my clients, they will tell you they will tell you that and more. And if you go to my website,
Run it
Fit
down.
Fit FIT four number four U number four U.com, and maybe we can put that up. Go to my website and you'll see the book and you'll see everything that I do. And I cannot do this way without having the creator in my life. Let me just put that out there. I can't, if
All right.
he,
Well, hey, I'm
if
glad you mentioned that because
I don't know why. If the creator is not in your life when it comes to your business, I don't care how much you think you're striving, watch. He has to be the center. So that should have been the first thing in my mind. And he just said, hey, did you forget? No, I did not.
I
The
love you.
creator,
I love you because that is
creator
what
got
I
to
be
be
trying to
first.
tell people, that the creator has his hands on my company and my arms are too short to box with that. And it's
Yes,
whether he says, I got you doing a hobby, you doing it, or I got you doing a business, you doing it.
yes,
And for the grace of the spirit, none of this would be happening. I'm
without.
amen on that.
Yes. And I thank you. Oh, and my number is 816-772-9753. Call me, call a sister.
All right.
Thank you so much, Carlos.
When we close out, with this. When you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Good day.
This is brought to you by Kansas City Business Association, working to improve our community.